And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the virtual Homestead Miami Speedway. We are here for the second race of Season 2 of the Dark Horse Indycar Series. Joining me today in the broadcast booth is Thomas Fisher. Thomas, how are you doing tonight?
Oh, I am slightly stressed out and angry after a long day of chemistry, but apart from that, I'm doing good. I'm excited to see some damn good racing here at Homestead Speedway.
Well, I am glad you're excited. I am sure that we're going to see some absolutely fantastic racing tonight. You joined us with just 2 minutes remaining in practice with AJ Hobson, currently at the top of the board with a 25.085, the time to beat. We'll go ahead and pull up your timings in just a second. But Thomas, what kind of action are you expecting out of this race tonight?
I'm expecting some really, really good action. We saw last week that everybody seems to be getting along really well and everybody's super, super clean. We went caution-free last week for the 80-lap race. Was it 80 laps? I think it was 80 laps.
It was something like that, yes.
It was around 80 laps. So yeah, that shows me, and that shows this league has great promise in providing some clean racing. We do have some new drivers on the grid, for instance, even a new team. We have the Madigan Racing Team, sporting drivers Joseph Madigan and Hayden Lowell, sitting in 23rd and 11th, respectively.
Yeah, because some of the LRL drivers actually coming over to this league. You just mentioned Hayden Lowell, Joseph Madigan. I'm sure we might see a couple other of them kind of come in throughout the season. After race 1 at Auto Club, your standings are looking a little bit something like this. We don't have a graphic for this week because it's just the results. But AJ Hobson is currently at the top of the board with 50 points, followed by Jim Brooks in second with 40 and Charles Teed in third with 35. Those your podium sitters from last race. Well, actually, no, their actual points are 55, 40, and 38. There are a couple of bonus points picked up along the way. Right now, AJ Hobson, fastest in practice. Again, speaking of going fast, I think one thing that we're going to see a lot throughout the race is drivers kind of looking around the racetrack. Homestead's one of those tracks where you can make a lot of different lines work. You know, you're not necessarily stuck in the bottom. You're not really stuck in the middle. You can kind of move up top, move down low. I think we're going to see a lot of people kind of searching around for speed, and I think that that is going to lead to some very exciting racing. Just 14 seconds remaining in practice, and then we're going to go ahead and switch on over to qualifying.
Yeah, Jonathan, as you were just saying there, it is going to be multi-groove racing, but I think that because this track is similar in the way that has progressive banking, it is essentially going to become like a very long race at Kansas, as we see trading paints getting refreshed there, and that's why all the cars are white. Don't worry about it. So you'll see when drivers are trying to save tires, they're probably going to be running the top groove, and when they're going to be pushing like hell, they're going to be right in the bottom, and whenever they're somewhere in between, it's because they're doing something in between.
I really don't like the edge to remind me of Kansas because this week has been kind of painful for me, but you know what? We don't need to talk about that. What we need to do right now is cover qualifying here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. What we saw last week, track position really isn't all that important. Passing is quite easy. You know, if you've got a faster car, it's not all that difficult to get around someone. You see Hayden Lowell here going on for his laps. Jim Brooks in second behind him. Couple of drivers just kind of waiting to roll out. Hayden Lowell going to be the first to take to the track in that number 51. Down the back straightaway and head for 3. We'll see what kind of lines he takes. He's kind of in that upper groove, third lane up from the bottom.
Yeah, I have a feeling knowing Hayden for as long as I have, he is going to be running that top groove the whole way around the first lap. And he's going to throw his race car all the way down to the bottom, probably following the white line, maybe even running the racing line, depending on what this young man from Kansas chooses.
Yeah, it's almost like kind of like what we saw at some of the plate tracks we've broadcasted here on TMG, that a lot of drivers on their first laps will kind of take to that top side, and then on the second lap they'll drift down low, try and pick up more speed. This is Hayden Lowell starting his second lap of qualifying.
You can see now, as I was saying, yeah, he's arcing it into the corner. He's going to be coming all the way out, maybe not to the outside. He's going to be running. He's slowly drifting up to the wall now. And they go doing super well on that line. Now bring it all the way down to the bottom, Hayden, all the way next to that white line. Not going to get quite the way down, staying about half a lane up. But he's going to come out of the final corner, and he is going to set a 25 points. Oh, nope, he's gone on pole.
Pole position right now for Hayden Lowell. Everyone else starting to trickle in now. A couple of drivers behind him. Pasalakwa, Brooks, and McAdory. You can see a lot of these drivers kind of using a similar tactic of going up high on their first lap and kind of dipping down low. You can see that kind of in the way that these drivers are setting their lap times. You see a lot of them will kind of start towards that bottom of the that virtual, what is it called? I know that Race Lab calls it a lap time vision, so I'm gonna call that as I'm gonna call it that as well. You can kind of see in that lap time vision screen that a lot of drivers will kind of start around that 1 second back mark, and then we'll just rocket up towards the front. A lot of drivers getting really close right now, but Hayden Lowell, the only driver into the 25 zeros. Cameron Baustian got close with the 25-1. Everyone else setting their laps now. Some drivers still out on track. Musselman pulling over to the side. Here's Gary Corley coming around to start his first lap. Never mind, that might have been his first lap. That's going to be a 25.255. But I think he might have ran the bottom on both laps. He is right on that white line. Now on his second lap, got a little loose off 4, or off 2. Into 3 and 4 now, right against that white line, a little bit lower than Hayden Lowell, who is no longer on the pole, because Craig Forsyth swept in with a 25.078 and took that pole position away. Corley's second lap is not going to improve much, down by about 1/1000th of a second and stays 0.5 off. Sorry, goes to about 0.2 off now. Now AJ Hobson setting his second lap. Arcing it off 2, towards 3 and 4, riding that high line and dipping down low, a big arc through the turns. Coming onto the front straightaway now, AJ Hobson going after his second win in a row. He was fastest in practice, and he is only going to go 10th fastest. Not enough for the pole. So right now, 16 drivers have set a lap. A couple of drivers still yet to go, like Max Davies still in the pit lane, Eric Schaus as well. Now Schaus is out on track, running that high line for his first lap, but he nearly got in the wall there. Off 4, this will be Schaus's first lap.
Yeah, one driver who I'd be excited to see about this week, though, is David Leclaire. We saw him, and a lot of drivers were saying last week that he was probably going to be in the car to beat Alms. I hit my knee. And so, yeah, I'd be excited to see, because obviously this week will probably be redemption for him after what happened last week at Auto Club.
Yeah, we've seen David Leclaire have quite a lot of speed. He won the Auto Club 140 before the season even started, so we know that he is definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. Schaus across the line is going to set, looks like a 25.309. That'll put him last on the board at the moment. Joseph Madigan going out for his lap. Max Davies still in the pit, so we'll watch for Madigan. Off 2 down the back. Into 3 and 4 now, Madigan up high. Might be going for a Hayden Lowell strategy. We know that they're teammates.
I can tell you right now that Hayden is going to be all the way through Joseph's ear. Joseph is probably streaming his screen right now, showing him his lines. Hayden's going to be coaching him the whole way through, but you can see he is holding that top line. Doing very well, and so keeping the car nice and steady.
Yeah, he's right around that top side. I think this is going to be very similar to what Hayden Lowell was able to set.
Yeah. I think the big difference, though, with Hayden Lowell and a lot of the other compares is that Hayden Lowell, especially heading down the back, he was keeping that car pretty tight, and then he was slowly letting it drift up, whereas a lot of drivers were really taking that racing line and out, in, and then immediately out. So it'll be interesting to see, will Madigan do a similar thing to Lowell? Oh, it looks like he's had to move out very quickly there at the end. He was moving out a bit too slow, I have a feeling, for his taste. Getting much closer, though, to the white line than Lowell, moving up the track. And there he goes, firing out towards the line. It is going to be a 25.179. That is good enough for 15th position for Joseph Madigan.
So a pretty big discrepancy between the teammates. We saw Hayden Lowell go about a 10th faster, almost 2/10 faster, and went up into second. Well, Joseph Madigan tried the same thing. He was only able to manage 15th. Now 20 drivers out of the 24 registered have qualified. Definitely looking like Joseph Madigan. Not going to be good enough to go anywhere above 16th. And I think Craig Forsyth might be a lock for the pole. Only driver to get into the 25.07s. Now 21 drivers have set a lap. Max Davies on his second. Right next to that white line, although I don't know if that's a good thing. Because you see kind of in, you'll see here in 3 and 4, that bottom lane is really kind of light. The whole grip, the whole groove doesn't really start until the second line. So I think it might be a better idea to kind of stay in that second line. Across the line now, and Davies is going to go to the top. A 25.069 will put Davies on provisional pole above Craig Forsyth, knocking Hayden Lowell off the front row. Max Davies right now on pole.
I have to say, I found that very interesting. Did you see it right at the end there? He kind of like curved straight down to the bottom of the racetrack. I wonder, I'm curious about that. I'm curious to see if we can have a look at his line. I'm sure we'll get into an interview here in a minute. But that was a very, very good lap from Davis. Davies, something like that.
Josh Gardner on his lap. Right on that bottom line, but you see the car just wants to push up. We're going to see that quite a bit in the race, especially as these drivers get into the dirty air. Coming across the line now, Josh Gardner is going to set a 25.106, good enough for 8th, not good enough to go anywhere higher. So now just 2 drivers left to qualify, Jeffrey Duncan, Joe Nitro. But I don't believe they are going to set a lap, so 2 minutes remaining in qualifying, and I believe Max Davies has locked up the pole position. So I do think that Max Davies is going to be on the pole position. No one else out on track at the moment. Only a minute 43 remaining in qualifying. I think that he's got it. Thomas, what are you going to make out of that qualifying session? Is there anything you noticed that kind of stood out to you?
Honestly, I have to say Hayden Lowell's performance did quite stand out to me because usually Hayden Lowell's more of a racer and he is a qualifier. But to be fair, 3rd place for him, that pretty much surprised me. I know he came into it at least this afternoon with no practice, so he must have done a couple laps this afternoon or this evening there. Just get himself used to it because he was running B-Fix and C-Fix all afternoon. So he's big change then from the NASCARs to the Indy cars. So he must just really be mastering these DW12s.
Well, it might have helped him run the wall a little bit, because that's something that at least I've noticed a lot throughout this week, is that a lot of drivers are kind of gravitating towards the wall, because that tends to be the faster line around Kansas. That might have carried over just a little bit to Michigan. Or Michigan. This is not Michigan. This is Homestead. I was in completely the wrong state.
Yep. Also, I have some good news. I have received a team radio from Hayden Lowell giving us permission to pull him up whenever we want, including under green.
Ooh.
So I'm sure at some point we'll bring him up and see if he can give us an update on the race.
We will absolutely abuse that.
Okay, well, maybe not abuse here. Come on, Jonathan.
No, it's going to bring him up in the middle of the race. He's going to be in the battle for the lead. Hey, Hayden, you join us up. No, you don't want to do that?
I mean, we might receive some stern words during or after the race, but I'm sure he would. I'm sure he would oblige
with it.
I'm sure it's Hayden. I mean, he definitely won't fly up to Canada and beat me, but
All right, 3 seconds remaining in qualifying. It is going to be Max Davies, the driver from London, on the pole position with a 25.068. He set the fastest time in qualifying. Now we will begin to grid up and get ready to get this second race of the season underway. Everyone is going to be chasing AJ Hobson after his dominant victory in Auto Club. Now it'll be up to everyone else to try and beat him and snatch that points lead away. But if you're AJ Hobson, what you want to do is try and get up front early and stay up there throughout the race. Another thing that'll be interesting is to see how the strategy comes into play. With tire wear, fuel usage, it'll be very interesting to see how that all comes into play. We're going to cut away for just a moment and we will be back live. Don't go into it because the Dark Horse Indy Series is going to be right back after this.
Welcome, race fans. This is Paul Page, the voice of IndyCar. And today we're excited to present another IndyCar event brought to you by the Dark Horse Indycar Series. From the Unzers to Mears, to Foyt and Andretti, now it's Corley, Peterson, Davies, Gardner, and Teague. You can expect high speeds, incredible wheel-to-wheel action, and intense drama that you can only get in an IndyCar. So sit back and enjoy your favorite drivers from all over the world take the track. Dark Horse IndyCar drivers, start your engines.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And we welcome you back to the Dark Horse Indy Series live here on TMG from the virtual Homestead Miami Speedway, where the field is just now rolling out of the pit lane and getting ready to take on this tough 1.5-mile racetrack for 120 laps. We're in for the long haul, but it should be a very, very good race. Max Davies from London going to be leading the field to green alongside Craig Forsyth. They are going to be the ones leading the field down towards turn number 1. Thomas is going to be back in just a moment. Strap yourselves in, everybody. Get ready for a very, very good night of racing. You're looking at your pole sitter right there. Max Davies in that number 51 Williams throwback. Pacing the field right behind that pace car. That right there, Hayden Lowell. It's going to be his first start in the Dark Horse Indy Series. He was able to score 3rd in qualifying. It'll be up to Davies to control the field for as long as he can. We know how important that slipstream is going to be. We know how easy it can be to pass in these cars. So it will surely only be a matter of time before Davies' lead is under fire. Here we go for race 2 of the Dark Horse IndyCar Series. Max Davies from the pole is going to take off turn 4. We are underway, racing in Florida. And already through turn 1, you see Max Davies under fire from Forsyth. Down the back straightaway they go for the first time tonight. It's Davies leading away towards turn number 3. Forsyth under fire from Lowell for second. Here comes the field through turns 3 and 4. The top 4 starting to break away now. Coming to lap 2, it is Davies in control. Now Hayden Lowell moving up to that high line, trying to get a run off turn 2 and down the back. Davies leading away. Forsyth on the inside on Lowell. Now Teed on the outside of Forsyth, fighting for 4th. Here comes Lowell on Davies, trying to get the lead and moves down to the bottom. About half a lane up, and Hayden Lowell is going to try and take away the lead. But we know how much that running that inside lane can turn into a disadvantage for these drivers. We saw it a lot during Auto Club. These drivers would just run down low for too long and end up spinning out because of the tire wear. And I have a feeling we're going to see that quite a bit tonight. Lap 3 underway. Hayden Lowell leading away over Max Davies towards turn 3. Now Craig Forsyth on the inside on Davies. He is going to get that spot away from the 51 Davies. Back up to his bumper down the front straightaway. Single file for the top 4. Battle for 5th between McAdory and Peterson. 3 wide
I have no idea how all these names are rolling off your tongue, Jonathan, but I am very impressed because this is some good racing we're seeing here. Some smoke out there in the back. Maybe somebody losing the grip or perhaps some net code.
Yeah, a little bit of smoke back there. That's to be expected when you have a lot of drivers. Surely some of them are going to end up with some connection issues. As a driver, though, you just have to let it not disorient you, because it's something that can be really disorienting if you're driving in a big pack of cars and all of a sudden you see a ton of smoke. Battle for second.
Yeah,
Charles Teed is up into that second position. Now he is free to chase down Hayden Lowell. Lap 5 of 120 underway.
Yeah, you can see Charles Teed there moving to the inside of Hayden Lowell. What's Hayden Lowell going to be able to do about it? Absolutely nothing. Charles Teed has cleared Hayden Lowell. Hayden's going to go back to the inside, however, with a run from the outside lane. Spinning at the back, it looks like. Lots of smoke coming from back there. Not too sure what happened. I'm sure we'll figure out that one soon. When you see Hayden Lowell now pulling back ahead of Charles Teed, they cannot keep doing this whole race. This is going to end up shredding all of their tires.
Look at that massive field of cars back there. Teed still on the inside on Lowell, side by side and close for the race lead as McAdory has worked his way up to 3rd. Now Nick DeGroot on the inside on Forsyth, side by side for 4th. McAdory up to 3rd, now on the outside of Teed towards turn 1. Teed still on the inside, holding on to that spot as DeGroot takes 4th from Forsyth.
Yeah, these drivers need to calm themselves down, however, because this is only lap 7 of 120, a very long race out here tonight. Should be about 45-50 minutes of running, maybe even more. So these drivers need to realize the fact that, look, they are going to have to pit for fuel because I think they only have 13 gallons in the car. But the question is how often do they want to take tires? Are they going to take tires every time? And that might take them a little bit longer in pit stops. Or if they're going to try and risk double spinning the tires, they might be slow. So these are all things that these drivers are going to have to start thinking about. You can see Charles Teed back to the inside of Hayden Lowell.
I'm going to take a guess here and say that they probably don't want to endurance race this and try and double stint their tires. I think we might see that once we head on to the road courses in the season, but I don't think we're going to see that at the ovals, just considering how much load these tires are put under through the turns. Battle for third, it's McAdory and DeGroot. DeGroot on the outside with Peterson back to fifth. Now Forsyth on his inside. Battle for the lead, and they're spinning in the back. One car in the grass. That is Hobson in trouble. Corley through the grass as well. Two of the faster drivers from Auto Club in trouble early on, and namely, your points leader Hobson. He's lost the front wing.
Yeah, I was about to say, it didn't look too bad. It looked like they all saved it, but look at the front end of that car. Front left-hand side especially. It looks like that front... Oh, and he almost spins it, entering pit lane.
So we'll take a look at a replay. AJ Hobson already was relegated towards the back of the field. Maybe just had a poor qualifying effort. And watch this through 1 and 2. Oh, he just got hit. I believe that was the 86 of Todd Schneider. He tried to keep it off of Corley, and Corley had to take to the grass to avoid him. That could have been a lot worse than it ended up being. Take a look at this view from Corley. Still under green with Nick DeGroot up to the lead in that 89. I believe this is one of his first starts. But watching Gary Corley, this should give you a pretty good idea of what happened in that wreck. You're going to see Schneider in that 86 on the inside. Gets on the apron, goes up the track into Hobson. Corley nearly gets hit, takes to the grass, and makes it out of harm's way. Good avoidance by Corley. Back live with Nick DeGroot in the lead.
That might be an iRacing Top 10 avoidance there, but we'll have to see. Maybe they'll have to submit that one. You can see Nick DeGroot, has made his way all the way up, and now Hayden Lowell is behind.
That's Joe McAdory. Yes, it is. McAdory up into second. He was one of the drivers fighting for the title last season. Didn't have a great showing at Auto Club. Well, now he's got a chance at this lead. 13 of 120 underway with Hayden Lowell riding in third.
Who was that on the inside there? Is that someone that was out on the apron?
That might have been... Oh, that's Schneider. And he's in the grass again.
Oh, Todd Schneider. You can see his tires not looking to be in the best of shape. They look to be pointing in all different directions.
Yeah, he might have gotten into that outside wall. We'll take a look at what happened. Oh, he already had damage from the pit lane. So I don't know what happened to Schneider. Oh, there it is.
Oh, yeah, he hit it, heading down the pit straight.
Just got loose again.
What happens. Okay, yeah, loses the rear, hits the apron, and then, avoids the pit lane, but then straight to the scene of the accident, into the outside wall. And that will absolutely kill your tires and in the process your race. I believe they do have 1 or 2 faster pairs in this league, if I'm not mistaken. So if they do, that will definitely be one of them. As we can see now, Hayden Lowell to the inside of Joe McAdory.
Side by side for second. Charles Teed waiting around in fourth. You're seeing the field kind of start to split up now. A little bit less of a pack going on. Lowell on the inside trying to slide up in front of McAdory. McAdory having none of that and is going to slide it right back around the outside. And up into second goes Joe McAdory. Now Nick DeGroot at the front of the field starting to just pull away from everybody. Lap 16 and 120 underway. I think we're going to see pit stops around lap 40. Now, would be in accordance with what we saw at Auto Club.
Well, Auto Club, we saw some drivers, pretty much the pit window was between about 18 and 35 laps. But Auto Club is a bigger circuit, I do believe, than Homestead. Jonathan, correct me if I'm wrong there.
So that's why I just adjusted a little bit. It's not actual math. I can't do anything in my head. But I did my best. Right now, taking a look at Joseph Madigan, Hayden Lowell's teammate. Going down the inside on Michael Spell and trying to take away 13th. Madigan quietly working his way through the field. Pasalakwa is falling back quite a bit as well, and Madigan spinning down the front straightaway. Caution is out.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me that the caution is out. Good thing from Madigan there to get it pointing in the right direction.
Well, he's trying. He's trying.
Yeah, I mean, he got it pointing after he hit the wall, but I mean, after that, that is...
Yeah, that car is very unstable. Oh dear.
I'm not convinced that he won't be asked to park it. I'm not convinced he won't be.
He just had to tow back to the pit lane. So at the time of caution, Nick DeGroot was leading. We'll take a look at what happened to Joseph Madigan that sent him spinning on the front straightaway.
I think he might. Yeah. He got tapped in the rear.
Yeah.
Was that Spell there who just hit him straight up the gearbox, and absolutely nothing Madigan could do about that. I can tell you, he's probably fuming. In his helmet. Actually, should we bring Joseph Madigan up and get his take on that incident?
Absolutely.
Hold on, let me try and find him first.
Yep, there's the contact right there.
Hey, Joseph, it's Thomas up in the TNFG broadcast booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so we saw then you got hit up the backside by Spell, we do believe it was. Can you walk us through what happened then?
Well, I got a run down the back, I believe. I'm looking at it now, and I just took it to the bottom. There was a lap car on the apron, and I didn't want to go too low because I didn't know what the lap car was going to do. So I tried to stay in middle. I went to the bottom, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to stick it down low on the straightaway. Or exiting 4. So I tried to go up, but I decided not to because I didn't want to get spun for him going high and me going high as well. But we both didn't know what to do. So, that's on me, maybe like a racing incident, but I'll take the blame on that. But a little upset that, my chances are pretty much over already. But it's early in the season for me, so I'm just trying to learn how these guys race.
Yep. So you say that's pretty much your chances over for tonight. Is that race over for you, or are you going to be able to get that thing running?
I'll probably get running once I use my fast repair, just log some laps, gonna have some fun, but I'm not gonna be competitive for a win or anything like that, so I'm just gonna run around and have fun in the process.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Joseph, for joining us, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you later on in the race.
Thank you.
That was driver the 65, Joseph Madigan, obviously upset after being taken out early on. We see Nick DeGroot here catching back up to the pace car. This is actually your first caution of the season. We didn't see any at Auto Club. Hayden Lowell in second.
After Auto Club, we did have a lot to live up to. We can see Hayden Lowell is going to be absolutely ready to get pouncing here in this. Wow, okay, that sentence kind of disintegrated in my head. Hayden Lowell is going to be anxious to get going here, to be able to push as hard as he can. Obviously, while I was interviewing Joseph there, I didn't see you. Did any of the drivers do any pit stops?
I am guessing that they all came down pit road for tires and fuel. Actually, they're going to be coming down again.
Okay, well, they're going down now. I think that's the first time they wouldn't be coming down twice
there.
There
might have been a little bit of a glitch with the caution because I saw them catching back up to the pace car again, so I don't really know what happened there. But back down into the pit lane they go.
Yeah.
Nick DeGroot leading them in. Right now, Joseph Madigan and Todd Schneider, your two drivers, basically out of contention. They are both three or more laps down. Into his pit box goes Nick DeGroot as the rest of the field swarms into their respective boxes. Down and away is DeGroot. We'll see if he can win the race off of pit road. He will. DeGroot out first, followed by Hayden Lowell. Everyone else going to be coming out next.
Yeah. Oh, 3 wide there coming out of the pit lane, but I do believe, did Hayden Lowell jump someone?
No, Hayden Lowell was in second when they were catching back up to the pace car, so nothing changed in that regard.
All right. Yeah. I would, however, like to give a quick shout out to this team. You can see them, they're sporting Dan Weldon's name on the side of the car. I think that's quite nice of them to do. I don't know what the idea behind that was, but I just want to point out that I think these guys are probably supporting that and keeping it in memory here at their first race in these Indy cars.
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty tragic story there, and he might not live on in person, but we'll always remember him as the great race car driver that he was.
He was, indeed. Hopefully, Hayden Lowell can come out and give these guys a win for tonight, sporting his name on the side of their car.
Not only that, it'd be a very impressive story if Hayden Lowell in his first start was able to get the victory. We know how good these group of guys can be. So still under caution here at the Auto Club Speedway. We are going to... Nope. Still under caution here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. I caught it in time. We're going to cut to commercial, and we will be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker.
Well, we messed up just a little bit there. We are back live. We were still on replay, and that's why we were behind. But the green flag is back out. Nick DeGroot is leading us down through 1 and 2. Off 2 and down the back, it is DeGroot leading with Hayden Lowell in second. Now Hayden Lowell going to jump to the high side by side with DeGroot.
Yeah, Hayden Lowell, they're both on fresh tires now, so that means DeGroot will have the advantage on the inside. But Hayden Lowell's going to have the run on the outside. Hayden Lowell's going to switch
down
to the
inside. Crossover out of Hayden Lowell and headed towards 3 and 4. It'll be Hayden Lowell on the inside, trying to pull off a slide job on Nick DeGroot. He's going to hold it right down on that white line and take away the lead. New leader, Hayden Lowell.
Yep, you can see, though, Hayden Lowell already going to the inside to defend from Nick the Groot. And he goes side by side again behind. Who's that? Is that Charles Teed? And who's on the outside?
That's Peterson and Teed racing for third. Back up at the lead. Hayden Lowell currently leading over Nick DeGroot. Lap 25 of 120.
There you go, Nick DeGroot getting back ahead of Hayden Lowell. Hayden Lowell's going to have the run, though, coming out of the turn. Oh, he's going to the outside. He's going to have the run on the outside, though. Here he goes. He's going to go all the way around the top of the racetrack. Bring it down a bit. He's going to try and do maybe a switch back on him. He's going to get right in Nick DeGroot's slipstream. You can see the closing speed that he has now. He's going to go back to the outside. He is, however, going to hit that wall of air. And you see he's going to try and hold it around the outside again. He might try and go for the switchback. He's not, though. He's waiting for Nick DeGroot to come up to him. But he doesn't. DeGroot keeps it very well there on the inside.
Yeah, I think this is really, really showing us kind of the different lines that you can take at this racetrack. Some drivers kind of looking up high, trying to get that run off the top side. Other drivers kind of going down low, trying to get that mid-corner speed. I, for one, am taking very aggressive notes because I'm going to be doing a league race here come Saturday night. So it's very interesting to see kind of how these lanes play out in the Indy cars. Back down the back straightaway, it is Hayden Lowell still in control, trying to break the draft, but Nick DeGroot hops to the outside, trying to get that run on exit. Watch for
you can see, yeah, Teed's coming into the shot now. It's going to be a three-way battle for the lead. Maybe we'll see some three-wide action. You're heading through turn 2. It's Teed having a very good run, trying to go to the inside now of Nick DeGroot. He is going to, however, hit that wash-up air as he tries to come up. Might get him a little unsteady. You can see, okay, too wide between Lowell and DeGroot. Teed looking for a place to go, maybe trying to slide out the inside of Lowell.
Oh, he got tight. He got really tight there. You can see him kind of fighting that wheel, trying to keep it off the wall.
Yeah, you can see that's just a massive amount of wake that these cars produce with those big front and rear wings.
Yeah, that's why multi-groove racing is so important in these cars, because the dirty air is just kind of, it's so prevalent that if you try to just follow someone directly behind them, you wouldn't be able to get any ground on them. But luckily at a track like Homestead, you can really look around the racetrack for some different lines.
And I do apologize. I did make a mistake a second ago. These are not big wings. Apparently they are big wangs.
Oh, Hayden Lowell nearly just got into the wall. He went to the outside on DeGroot on the front straightaway. That nearly spun him up into the outside wall, but he's gotten away with it without any damage.
That is very lucky there from Hayden Lowell.
Yeah, still side by side for the lead. Now McAdory looking for third on Charles Teed.
Yeah. We've seen what Nick McAdory can do. He's going to go to the inside of Charles Teed. Charles Teed, though, is going to have the slipstream on Hayden Lowell. You can see the closing, but Joe McAdory is having even more slipstream on Nick DeGroot. And he's on the inside of Lowell now.
Yeah, a lot of ground being made up there by McAdory. Trying to go back up the track with Hayden Lowell. Now he's got Teed pulling him through as well. Your top three currently DeGroot, Lowell, McAdory. Now, here comes Jorge Alza. Oh, I need to try that again. Here comes Jorge and Zaldo. Okay, I'm gonna get that right eventually. And Zaldo coming up from fourth. Big run on the outside. Now he's up to fourth. I believe this is his first start as well. Right now riding in that fourth position is Hayden Lowell. Big move to the outside line on DeGroot.
Yep. You can see now, though, he does have Joe McAdory. Oh, very close between the left-hand side of that Dan Weldon car and of Nick DeGroot's rear right wheel. That's the one.
Yeah, almost looks like a little bit of side draft there, but I doubt that was intentional. Now Anzaldo up into third around Joe McAdory. He has really conserved his tires well, and he is flying through this field.
Yeah, he most certainly is. You can see, though, there are already, I think, 2 or maybe even 3 packs pretty much emerging now. There's a big gap between Nicholas Vunk, 18th place.
Wunk.
Wunk. And AJ Hobson. There's about 1.4 second gap between there. But the big gap right now is between Max Davies and David Leclaire. David Leclaire is one of the drivers we were talking about before the race to watch out for.
Yeah, that right there, you can kind of see those 2 major packs. We got a spinner. Might have just been Netco.
Saved it. I think no, because look how far back Nick DeGroot's fallen back. I have a feeling he might have lost grip, maybe clipped the apron a little bit, but that would have been a good save.
Actually, where is DeGroot? I don't see him on my timing screen. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that is Nick DeGroot.
Oh, I'm literally focused on him. I am smart.
Yep, I was about to say.
All right, you know what? We're just going to move past that. Battle for second, McAdory and DeGroot. Here comes Anzaldo on the inside as well. Now kind of a 4-car breakaway at the front with Forsyth kind of leading that first and a half pack, but the big gap, like you said, is between Davies and Leclaire.
It most certainly is.
Oh, car on the wall behind. David Leclaire. No, that was not Leclaire. That was Pasalakwa? No, that was... Oh, that was Leclaire. He is still on the outside wall. He's got to bring it off. He's going to get it off the wall, but he is all the way down from 8th to 22nd. Big, hard break for Leclaire.
Why do I speak? Anytime I say anything good about a driver, they end up in the outside wall. I am the king of commentators' curse these days.
4-car breakaway for the lead. McAdory sliding up on Hayden Lowell. Lowell going just a little bit higher. Very impressed by Hayden Lowell right now. He's been able to fight for the lead in just his first start. Definitely didn't look like qualifying was a fluke. I thought that at first, but no, Hayden Lowell has been really consistent all race.
Yeah, here we go now on lap 38, if I can read. I believe that is lap 38 here. Lap 38 out of 120. That means we have completed over a quarter of the race distance. Now, almost actually a third of the race distance. And you can see these drivers are still fighting just as hard as they were on lap 1. No one wanted to give a tooth or a nail.
Now watch this right here. De Groot's going much higher than Lowell or McAdory. It's going to give him a little bit of a run, but it kind of lost him back. Back to the high side goes De Groot. No one really venturing up into that third groove. Lots of drivers kind of using it on exit, though, trying to use that progressive banking to their advantage. It's been Hayden Lowell and McAdory for the past few laps now, with Zaldo coming up into the picture just recently. Forsyth back up into 5th, kind of closing that pack up back with the leaders. Davies and Combs, a big gap between them. I think if Hayden Lowell wants to try and take away the lead, he's going to have to try and go to the inside on McAdory, as they very nearly made contact through 3 and 4. Back down the back straightaway. Now De Groot on the inside on Lowell and McAdory. Back to the outside goes Lowell. Not really wanting to make any super aggressive moves just yet. And he's going to spin in front of De Groot. Trouble front straightaway. Hayden Lowell and De Groot go for a spin. They're going to keep it out of everyone else, but the caution is out.
Okay, it's not even when I speak now. It's when I think. I was just thinking Hayden Lowell is doing super, super well here on his debut. And he spins it.
Yeah, that was definitely unfortunate. I said it just a little bit as well, that I was very impressed by Hayden Lowell, and all of a sudden he goes for a spin on the front straightaway. We're going to go ahead and take a look at a replay, but I'm pretty sure I know what happened. Old tires, and he just got loose up top. Take a look at this.
Yep. Whilst we're doing that, why don't we bring him up here so we can run us through what happens?
Sure, why don't we do that?
And see his thoughts on it. Hey, Hayden, it's Thomas up in the TMZ broadcast booth. You got me?
I gotcha.
Well, it's unfortunate. We were going to bring you up anyway soon, but this has kind of prompted us to do so. Can you tell us what happened? Looked like you just lost it all on your own.
Yeah, I really can't tell you. It just snapped. No warning. It hadn't done that any other lap. It wasn't working its way looser and looser. It was just, it just snapped. I don't, maybe 30, I wasn't even behind anyone. I'm dumbfounded. I'm baffled.
Yeah, we're having a look at a replay here. We can see you're just on the outside. Absolutely no one in front of you. Clean air. And you can see, yep, it just started to go and it was gone. You looked as if you might have saved it had you not hit whoever's on your inside there.
That was Nick de Groot.
Nick de Groot, yeah.
Yeah, that was really fun up there until that happened. But yeah, it just snapped. I wish I could blame something, but it snapped. That's all I can really say. No warning.
Do you reckon that's pretty much race over for you, or do you reckon you're going to be able to fight your way back up to the front?
No, actually, I think I even get to keep my fast repair. Suspension feels fine. Steering is still straight. I think I got a new front wing right there. So I think I can be back in this. It's going to be a long stretch here trying to work my way back up through all this dirty air, but I think I can do it.
Yeah, we did see though. Joseph Madigan got spun as well, your teammate. is there anything that you guys have basically learned from these two incidents?
I think Joseph said, well, in Joseph's words, he got dumped. I haven't seen a replay of it, so I am withholding judgment until I do. But I mean, you can't really learn anything when someone wrecks you or you get hit or whatever the heck happened. But for me, it's just, I don't know if I need to adjust something. I don't even know. I guess I need to lay off the right rear some, but I don't even know how to do that. I haven't done enough practice to learn how to drive this thing off of the right rear.
All right. Well, thank you very much. We will certainly bring you back up into the booth at some point this evening. Get your thoughts on how the race is going. Thank you very much, Hayden, and good luck with the last 2/3 of this race.
Thank you.
I mean, I've been in situations like that before. It's just an awful feeling when you're driving in another turn, you think everything's going fine, and all of a sudden it just slides out on you. You know, you don't really get much feedback from your wheel. You don't really get any. You don't really get anything. Just kind of steps out, and it looks like that's what happened to Hayden Lowell right there.
Yeah, you can see he didn't say. He said it didn't go gone. It was kind of like, oh, hello, I'm now gone.
Yeah, I've been there before. It really sucks. So under caution, it was a little bit of a split decision. The top 15 elected to stay out, but everyone from Zaldo on back decided to come in. So Zaldo is right now the first car on fresh tires. Everyone else has stayed out except for Hayden Lowell, because I know that he came in right as the caution came out when the pits were closed. He might get a black flag cleared from that. McAdory right now scored as your leader, but at the back of the field, so something has gone wrong with scoring.
Yeah.
So McAdory is listed as your leader, but he's behind everyone. Let's go ahead and bring an admin up into the booth real quick.
Yep, I'll handle that one. That's interesting, though. I guess we can maybe just kind of blame it on iRacing.
Maybe.
Let's bring up the man of the hour, Charles T.
Hey, Charles, this is us up in the broadcast booth. Just really quickly before we go back green here. Why is McAdory scored as the leader, yet is being put at the end of the field?
I don't understand that. We're trying to figure it out, too. Put me back in our channel. I'm just not sure, guys.
All right, thank you.
Yep, of course.
Well, we're going to see if we end up going green here. Musselman is your leader on track, but McAdory is your leader.
We are not going green.
Never mind, caution is being delayed. So a scoring issue has put us under the yellow flag again. This is very interesting. We even saw under caution there was a little bit of a weird thing going on with pit stops. I think McAdory should be scored as the leader right now.
I'm just not going to say anything. I mean, there's nothing we really can say, is there?
Yeah, not really. Yeah, you know, I would hop over into the admin voice channel and just kind of lower the volume of it so I could kind of eavesdrop, but I don't know if they would like that, so I'm not going to.
Well, you know what? You can't. I can. I will be back soon.
All right, Thomas is going to be a reporter. We're over here trying to figure out what's going on. Because still, Musselman is scored in second despite being first on track, while McAdory is being scored first on track, but is at the tail end of the longest line. Yeah, this is getting very intriguing. It's probably the weirdest thing that we've ever seen on TMG. I haven't really seen anything like this before. See that pace car leading him off turn 4, and I'm guessing the yellow's going to be extended once again because I don't think Musselman...
Like it back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
Yeah, still under caution. A lot of confusion going on right now. So once again, you're going to see the lights out on the pace car. But nothing's really going to come of it because they haven't sorted this issue just yet. McAdory is still scored at in first. Now, he's just waiting for everyone to come around and pick him up. Like, I gotta say, I have never seen anything like this before. This is new. This is very new.
Okay. I've gotten what I can out of the admins. They're not very talkative. But apparently McAdory is the race leader. Everybody else is in position, so McAdory is just going to kind of chill on the backstretch and wait for the field. But wouldn't that put him a lap down? I'm kind of confused.
Yeah, I mean, basically they scored him as the leader just in front of everyone, but I guess it didn't tell him to pass anybody, so he's just got to wait back here for everyone to catch up to him. Now, McAdory is falling back. I'm guessing he's going to get it refired, and he stalled the car, just to complicate things a little bit more. He's actually being scored at the end again, so now everyone's going past him again. And Musselman is the leader. Pace car. Lights are out of the pace car. He's made the left turn into the pit lane. Guess we've settled it. Musselman is your leader. Green flag is back out. That is bizarre, because Joe McAdory was the race leader at the time of caution. Now he's scored in 21st with a lot of ground to make up. First car on fresh tires is Jorge and Zaldo. We're just going to carry on.
Can we just say iRacing and just...
We're just going to say iRacing.
Yep, okay, so we can see now Hayden Lowell. He is... Actually, where is he? Hayden Lowell's in 13th.
He's in 12th right now, alongside Zaldo. Zaldo, one of the cars on fresh tires. Moving down on the inside with Lowell almost 3 wide into 1 and 2. They got it sorted, never mind. Side by side, that for 11th. Lowell also on fresh tires.
Yeah, so I think Lowell might have recovered very well from whatever happened to him. He might have just hit and Bob's your uncle.
Battle for the lead, Michael W. Spell on the inside on AJ Musselman. Now he has fallen back, gonna get Brooks to his outside. Pasalakwa, the last driver in this lead pack, with Josh Garner right now in 6th, with Hobson, Corley, and DeGroot.
Yeah, it seems to be quite weird. There's a big gap between Garner and
Pasalakwa.
And Garner, and the same thing between Lowell and DeGroot. So there kind of already has been 3 distinct packs formed. I kind of wonder what happened there.
Yeah, this race has gotten very, very strange, but very, very intriguing. Michael Spell now to the lead, AJ Musselman back to 2nd, Brooks to 3rd. These top 5 battling it out for the lead, just about a straightaway ahead of everyone on fresh tires.
Yep, I have to say, it's crazy. We're not even halfway through the race yet. We've already had this much action. Can't wait to see what the next half will bring us.
Well, we've seen a lot of action, but a lot of it has been kind of manufactured by iRacing. Update on McAdory, he has only gotten up into 20th.
Super unfortunate for him, though. He is, however, with David Leclaire, who we know can race.
Yeah, you know, if you're McAdory, you basically just got to be getting mad at iRacing, because there's no one really else that you can blame. Riding on board with Zaldo at the moment, one of the first cars on fresh tires, battling with Forsyth for 11th, but about, like I said, about a straightaway back of your leaders. Jim Brooks has inherited the lead from Michael Spell and AJ Musselman. Down the back straightaway, once again, it is Brooks, Spell, and Musselman. Pasalakwa, your top 4.
Yeah. That is interesting, however, because if we look, Hayden Lowell is well ahead of Joseph Madigan. So that's what's confusing me right now, because I think that this issue might run deeper than just what happened to McAdory.
Yeah, I think that something else that happened is, I think Hayden Lowell, pitting before he was allowed to by iRacing, that might have messed some things up as well. You see Pasalakwa now on the inside on Brooks, battling for 2nd, trying to get up to Michael Spell in that 88. 5 cars under a blanket, fighting for the lead, all of them on older tires.
Yeah, that, however, does surprise me, because we can see...
Oh, wait, no, they're not on older tires. What?
Oh... Whoa, okay.
So one of the drivers, AJ Musselman, hasn't pitted since lap 19. Everyone else did pit at a reasonable time, but gained a ton of track position out of the caution. So that's very interesting. That's very, very interesting.
Okay. Jonathan, I think this is what we might just have to do. This is your running order. We're going to forget everything that happened before and just iRacing it.
iRacing it is.
iRacing it is. Okay, so we can see Brendan
Pasalakwa.
is...
It's not even his name, it's Brandon.
I'm Canadian. I can't pronounce anything.
Understandable.
Apparently. Dude, that's just racist, man.
I think one thing that has come out of this scoring error quite a bit is that it's given a lot of drivers that haven't really had the chance to be in the spotlight the chance to fight it out for the lead. Pasalakwa, we weren't really talking about him much. Michael Spell, the only time we talked about him is when he got into Joseph Madigan. So now these drivers getting a lot more kind of spotlight time, if you will, fighting it out for the lead.
Yep. I do think, however, Hayden Lowell might have been wrong in saying there was nothing wrong with this car, because he's pulling all the way back to 18th place.
That surprises me considering he did have a faster pair to use. And Zaldo, one of the first drivers on, well, we said fresher tires. What we should say is one of the drivers who was up towards the front before the scoring issue is back up into 10th, so he is fighting for this race lead. Here he's trying to get up there to fight for this race lead as Brandon Pasalakwa has inherited said race lead.
Yep, he is, however, fighting side by side with Michael Spell, has been for the last few laps, sorry, as we are now coming pretty much to the white flag for the halfway point of the race, if that makes sense.
No, it does not. Coming up on lap 60 of 120 through turns 3 and 4 is Pasalakwa in pursuit of Michael Spell with Anzaldo up into 10th, halfway through the race here at Homestead.
Yeah, and the fighting is still as intense as ever. Looking down the grid, though, it's pretty much like packs of people, and nobody's really closing any gaps. It's kind of the same people fighting It's kind of the same people fighting over and over and over. You can just see, we're pretty much seeing this right now with Pasalakwa. Nailed it. And Spell, they're kind of one's on the outside, one's on the inside, switch back inside, outside, switch it over, and then it's just kind of, we're just going to keep rolling. And I think that might be the case for the next couple tens of laps.
Well, I will say one driver who has made very, very good use of this caution, and really his ability to kind of fight through the field is Anzaldo, because he is up into 8th. We saw in the first part of the race that he was really able to drive up there to the lead when he wasn't really in contention. He is looking to do that again. He is up into 8th and chasing after Gary Corley for 7th.
Yep. The gap between Yore and Gary is currently 0.2 of a second. So that is very manageable, as we can see. Back to the battle for the lead with Pasalakwa and Spell. We're now going back to Corley and Zaldo.
Pasalakwa in control at the moment. They're starting to double up behind him. Nick DeGroot up into 4th. Jim Brooks up to 3rd. Pasalakwa to 2nd. Spell to the race lead.
Yeah, you can see Spell now. He's going to be just trying to cover off that inside line because he knows that Pasalakwa is going to be able to get past him if he gets the inside line. But pretty much single file is side by side, but behind them is that between Brooks and DeGroot.
Yes, it is. And look who's up into the top 5 once again. It's Jorge Anzaldo up into 5th.
Yep,
That
good
could
move
also
he's
be
doing
George.
now.
I don't know if it's pronounced Jorge or George.
Should we flip a coin?
No, I'm going to go with Jorge. But
Okay.
you know what? You know what's easier? Anzaldo.
Anzaldo is easier. We're going with the last names.
Now up into 4th, fighting with Brooks on the outside. It's between DeGroot and Spell and Pasalakwa for the lead. And Zaldo still in 5th, working on Brooks for 4th. We know how strong of a driver he is. Working lap 65 of 120. It is Anzaldo up into 4th on Brooks. Brooks fighting back on the outside.
Yeah, Brooks might be looking to go for the switchback. You can see he's pulling back on the outside. He might. Oh, it depends. Will he have to run on the exit? He does. He's pulling up. He's at the side pod.
Yeah, if I were Zaldo, what I would do is just drive it into the turn really early, slide up the track, and get that slide job to work. Now, he has cleared Brooks for 4th. He is up into 4th and looking after these race leaders. On board with Pasalakwa at the moment as DeGroot and Spell are fighting it out for the lead. Little bit loose on exit for Pasalakwa. Compare that to Anzaldo's inputs. You're going to see just how much smoother he is on the wheel. But we have a caution. Yellow flags are out, and I believe it was Eric Peterson. Slow on the inside. The 36 might be out of the race. Caution is out. No damage to Hayden Lowell. I thought he might have been in it. Well, we'll take a look at a replay. Coming off turn number 4, side by side with Benjamin Combs. Oh, man. I think he just kind of slid down the track a little bit and got into him. One more look at it. See, this is the lap previous. We'll go ahead and speed it up just a bit. He's battling with McAdory at the moment. And you'll see right here, he just gets loose, slides down in front of Benjamin Combs, and around he goes. So, back live, this time by these drivers will have to decide if they want to come into the pit lane. I imagine a lot of them will. They've been on these tires for the better part of 30 laps.
Yeah, I mean, we saw what happened to Hayden Lowell might happen to any one of them at any point throughout this race. So this might get very hot and spicy, as that one Minecraft YouTuber used to say in 2010.
I was correct in that everybody is bringing it down into the pit lane. And Zaldo from 4th coming in as well. I believe that he is going to be one of the drivers to watch out for in this last little part of the race.
You can see just how incredible it looks with such a big field of cars here at Homestead, seeing them all come straight down pit lane, looking to get the maximum advantage possible on all the other drivers. You can see side by side there between, is that number 28 or 82? I can't tell.
If you were talking about the leaders, it was between the 88 and 89 of Michael Spell and Nick DeGroot. Your top 4 coming out of the pit lane are Spell, DeGroot, Pasalakwa, and Anzaldo, followed by Eric Schaus in 5th. We are yet to see any green flag pit stops tonight. Working lap 69 of 120 under caution. So every driver did decide to come into the pit lane. No one tried to take that gamble in staying out. Your leader right now, Michael Spell.
I believe a very interesting point to bring up right now is the fact that, in fact, our driver with the lowest license class is Joe Nitro.
Really?
He is running currently in 20th place. He has a D-class license, 2.54, with an I rating of 1,084. As 2 more drivers seem to be coming down pit lane.
He has a C-class license.
Yes.
You said
you
said a D-class license.
I meant a C-class license.
Well, that's not what you said, but all right.
Don't worry about it. I'm Canadian. I'm blaming it on that.
You know what? You can blame a lot of things on being Canadian.
And that's not nice.
Well,
I'm very hurt by that, Jonathan.
You know what? You said it to yourself. I'm backing you up here. I'm being supportive.
How are you being?
I mean,
you're hurting my honest soul, Jonathan.
All right, well, we're gonna move past this. This is getting awkward. Your race leader is still Michael Spell, followed by Nick DeGroot in 2nd. We're gonna cut to commercial, and we will be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And we are back here getting ready. It is now 1 to green. As you can see, the lights on the pace car are going out. Your results as they stand: the 88, followed by the 89 of Nick DeGroot, Brandon Pasalakwa, and George and Jorge and Zaldo. Shouts and Hobson complete your top 6. Don't at me. 7th, we have Jim Brooks, followed by Craig Forsyth. Nicholas Wunk and Josh Garner finish out your top 10. David Leclaire in 11th. Really good comeback drive from him after what happened to him earlier out in the race. Benjamin Combs is in 12th place. Joe McAdory and Cameron Boston are in the 7th row. Gary Corley and Charles Teed on your 8th. Max Davis and Hayden Lowell on your 9th.
This is a single file restart.
Yeah, and I knew that.
Yes, you did. All right, here we go, Thomas. Take it away for this restart.
Yeah, here we go. We're going to be having a look now. Michael W. Spell is going to be leading us away here at Homestead. We can see now he's coming through turn number 4, technically, if you do the maths. And the pace car is going to be coming into the pit lane now, and he is immediately gone. Michael W. Spell has gone immediately, followed by Nick DeGroot following him well, but Brendan Pasalakwa is sticking right with him. Struggling to get going is Anzaldo and Eric Schaus. Big gap between these two. Little pack there for him between AJ Hobson, Jim Brooks, and Craig Forsyth. Gap a little bit to Nicholas Wunk, and another gap behind him to George Warner. David Leclaire and Benjamin Combs have decided to pack themselves up. And a big pack here consistent of Joe McAdory, Cameron Boston, Gary Corley, Charles Teed, and Max Davis. Hayden Lowell is kind of bringing up the rear of that pack, just about a few tenths behind them. Will be catching them up pretty quickly. Eric Peterson still struggling after wrecking himself out. Todd Schneider pretty far behind the pack of Joe Nitro, Jeffrey Duncan, Joseph Madigan, and AJ Musselman. Heading back up now to the front of your pack, Nick DeGroot is in the lead of this race, followed then by Brendan Pasalakwa, who's going straight to the outside, and then Michael W. Spell, who sat there in third, just behind Pasalakwa.
Now looking on to fourth, Jorge Anzaldo, bringing up the rear of that front pack. Big gap between Anzaldo and Forsyth, leading that second pack. Watching on board from Anzaldo real quickly, we're going to take a look at the battle for the lead here. You see they're side by side for second. Anzaldo trying to force the issue, take him 3 wide going into turn number 1. Down the inside on that 88 of Spell, it'll be Anzaldo moving his way up into the podium place, but he had to lift on that inside. You heard the engine kind of back out there. 4-car fight for the lead. It is 2 by 2 headed for turn 3.
Yeah, someone was always going to have to back out of that fight because 3 into 1 does not work, as we've seen, because all these cars tend to drift towards the outside. Whoever's on the outside would get pinched into the wall and end up as if they were in seat fix.
That one hit a little bit too close to home.
Yeah, don't worry, it's because it happened to me earlier today.
Side by side for the lead, Pasalakwa dipping down behind DeGroot as Anzaldo is fighting for it from third. The 23 of Pasalakwa sliding up the track, trying to get a nice run on exit on DeGroot. DeGroot kind of trying to cover off both lines, doesn't really want to give any one of them a draft. That's kind of your job as the leader, trying to control the lines, control the draft. Now clear for second is Anzaldo. He is going to have a big draft coming off 2 and down the back.
Yeah, you see Anzaldo there pulling to the outside of the racetrack, looking to see what he can do. Not much. He's going to try and maybe hold around the outside, maybe try and get the run on exit. Will he be able to do so? I mean, not really. Not really that much of a run. Pulling into the strip seat now of the 89 car.
Oh, very close between Anzaldo
that was very
and
aggressive.
DeGroot.
And that was quite aggressive then for DeGroot. Behind him, though, Brendan Pasalakwa has a massive run on Anzaldo, and he's looking to make it 3 wide, not going to be able to do so on this occasion. And it is 1 wide running all the way through this front pack. Craig Forsyth and Eric Strauss and Josh Garner are side by side, heading now into turn 1 as well. Jim Brooks and Nicholas Wonk kind of pulling up the rear of that pack in a single file. AJ Hobson kind of running all by himself then, a couple tenths separating him to the pack ahead of him. Hayden Lowell, Max Davis, Joe McAdry, Benjamin Combs, and I want to say Gary Corley, maybe he's involved in this pack as well, are pretty close together now, forming up pretty much this third pack of the race.
Still watching this battle for the lead. You see DeGroot entering a lot earlier.
Oh, 3 wide behind.
Oh, what's going on?
Between Max Davis, Hayden Lowell, and Joe McAdry. Looks to be going 3 wide then for a second. They seem to have calmed it down for a minute here. You can see now Max Davis to the inside of Hayden Lowell again. Not much going to be able to do on this occasion. They're still side by side. Hayden Lowell is going to have the run on exit. Moving back up now to your leaders of Nick DeGroot, Anzaldo, Pasalakwa, and Bell, Craig Forsyth. Oh, I think something might have happened to Craig Forsyth. I think he might have clipped the apron slightly, slowed himself down a bit. He did, yep, got very loose, clipped the apron. Managed to keep it all together, though. He's now fallen right the way back.
This race is really reminding me of kind of a 2000-style Daytona 500, because you're getting a lot of different packs here. Your leaders are kind of single file, a little bit spread out, but we're still getting very, very exciting racing. And if you think about it, we're kind of we're in the same state, so you know it all makes sense. My analogy is great. Still side by side for the lead. Anzaldo on the outside. DeGroot starting to slide up. The problem is Anzaldo can't get to that inside. You're not allowed to pass on the apron in this series, so Anzaldo isn't able to use that extra runoff down the inside. Still side by side for the lead. DeGroot going to slide up just a little bit. Anzaldo going to try and get the run on exit up to the high side. DeGroot is going to force him up there.
Very good looking there between these two leaders. You see Anzaldo is going to have to tuck in again behind the group. He is. He kind of went in for a little bit of the slipstream, pulling back alongside him now. He's got his front wing right next to the side pod of DeGroot. He's not going to full back heading into the turn, however, as we are now on lap 84 of 120, heading into now 37 laps to go. Quick maths.
So just about 2/3 of the way through this race, I think. Yes, that is correct. I can do math. Down the front straightaway once again. Anzaldo really trying to fake DeGroot out, kind of looking low, going high. The problem is he can't really make a run on that high line. I think what
Yeah,
Zaldo's
absolutely.
hoping for is for DeGroot to make a mistake.
I believe he most certainly is.
Looking on that outside once again, but DeGroot just gets that really good run on entry. I think Anzaldo's got to set this up just right if he's going to try and take away the lead here. Back to the outside goes Anzaldo on DeGroot, side by side, going towards turn 1. These top two have kind of broken away from Pasalakwa and Spell. Approaching 30 laps to go.
Yeah, I'm just having a look through the rest of the pack here, and the battle for, let me go right away to the front of this train, the battle for 12th is between about, I don't know if I can, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 8 cars.
It's a very close battle for 11th, but right now we just we want to keep looking at this battle for the lead because you see Anzaldo is really trying to mount a charge on that outside line. The thing that worries me with Nick DeGroot is that he's kind of running that inside line almost too aggressively, because I think that one of these days, or one of these turns, he's going to try and do that, and the car is going to step out on him, similar to what happened to Hayden Lowell. Anzaldo still looking for an opportunity to go down the inside. Looks to the outside again. He might have to do a triple he might have to try and do a triple fake here. We saw, I think it was Sebastian Vettel do that on Valtteri Bottas. I want to say Spain 2017. If you're Anzaldo, you might want to try and do that.
Hold on, I have to figure out what you're on about. Okay, I know what you're on about. Yeah, okay.
Kind of a snake-style overtake, if you will. Oh, here he goes, down the inside.
There you go.
He found the room. He was able to take it off, too. We'll see what he can do with it towards turn 3. Jorge Anzaldo is going to take back the lead.
Good move, but Nick DeGroot's going to have to run the outside. They are side by side, nose by nose, heading now into turn 1. This is, I think. Yes,
yeah,
it is.
And Anzaldo is just able to hold that inside line so much better than DeGroot could. I truly believe Anzaldo at this point is the favorite to win the race.
And I'm telling you right now, he's about to spin because you said that.
Well,
Oh,
now that you said
now
that you said he's about to spin, he's not going to.
23 car Brendan Pasalakwa, something happened then to him. He got real loose through that turn. Not entirely sure what was going on then with him.
Honestly, if you're Pasalakwa or Spell, if I were you, I would just kind of ride around in third or fourth, just kind of wait for these leaders to burn up their tires, and then try and make another charge at this win.
Yep,
40 to go, now 29.
Yeah, I would fully agree with you on that one, Jonathan. But you can see now, even at the, this second pack here of 6 cars is catching this front 4 pack, and that means it's going to be a 10-way battle for the lead as we're coming now to 28 to go. This race is winding itself down relatively quickly, and these leaders are going to have to start working together and stop fighting. If not, this backpack is going to catch them up, and these guys have not been fighting anywhere near as hard as this top pack.
Yeah, the first half of the race took a while to get through just because of all the caution flags. Well, now we are really starting to get down into crunch time. The only drivers side by side look to be your leaders. See, Anzaldo
but the
is
second
running a
pack
little
now,
low on the track.
the second pack has arrived, and they have decided to knock on the door with confidence. Something's happened then. Who is that in the blue
That's
car?
Forsyth. Forsyth going backwards might have just decided to back out of a move there.
I will have a look for that right now, and I will tell you very, very shortly.
Back to the battle for the lead. DeGroot still trying to find a way around Anzaldo. Watch for the drivers in that second pack, namely
Contact.
Josh Garner.
There was
Oh!
contact between
Anzaldo
Craig.
got loose off 4, nearly got onto the apron, and now DeGroot is going to have a big run on the outside.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you there, but there was contact between Josh Gardner and Craig Forsyth. Just a wee little touch between the left front and right front tires. But Craig Forsyth, I have a feeling, gave him a little jump, and he decided to tighten that car down. See, now he's fallen all the way back to 9th place.
Right now, your leaders have about a 4/10 of a second interval over Michael Spell, trying to hold off that second pack. Anzaldo fighting for the lead with DeGroot now. Anzaldo is clear of DeGroot, kind of starting to move up the track, but DeGroot is going to have that inside line open. He's not going to go for the move. Car around behind. Caution is out.
Who is that who just went around?
I believe that might have been David Leclaire. Yes, it was. Leclaire pulling off the track and towing back into the pit lane. Caution is out on lap 96 of 120.
So why don't we get a quick replay of what just happened?
Oh, it might have been contact with Corley. And I believe, yep, that was it. Contact with Gary Corley sent him up into the outside wall, lost him his front wing, and brought out the caution.
Yeah, super unfortunate for him then. He was having a
And
really good
another driver
run of it.
spun, going to avoid it. I believe that was... I don't know who it was that that spun to avoid. We'll take one more look at it. Oh, they might have made contact previously. You see Corley got really loose off turn 4. Thomas, while I'm looking at these replays, take a look at pit stop, see what's going on there.
Don't blame me, I'm still looking to replace myself. Give me a second here. Okay, pretty much everybody has been through the pits. Oh, never mind, they're pitting now. Oh, blimey, I am tired tonight. Okay, leading onto pit road, it was Zaldo, followed by De Groot. Bell brings up in third, Pasalakwa in fourth. Shells is now in his box, and now I have completely lost track. You see all drivers now into the box. We're going to see who is going to win this race off of pit road. And I believe, there you go, that's Zaldo. Is it Zaldo? I think it's Zaldo.
Is it a red car? I'm still looking at the replays.
It is a red
here.
car. It is a red car. A red car is leading us off of pit lane.
That doesn't surprise
All
me.
of
It
them.
seems like most of the position you're going to make up is going to be on track. One more look at the incident.
Spell, though. Spell has overtaken Nick De Groot in the pit stops. Eric Schaus brings up in fourth. Brendan Pasalakwa has been overtaken by Eric Schaus for fourth position. I'm quite confused, however, because Eric Schaus, it's still telling me on my timing screen that he is in 15th position. I'm not convinced that he just stopped.
Well, no,
But he has.
On ATVO, which is live timing, iRacing is a little delayed. It is putting Schaus in 5th, so I believe he is in the 5th position.
He was, however, in 15th when he crossed the line.
Well, we don't have to ask questions. We might
Just
get
call
one green.
iRacing.
Yes, we
is it
will.
one green?
iRacing.
It is not 1 to green. I believe it is now 2 to green. And on that note, I do believe we should bring up a driver up for an interview. Jonathan, who would you like to bring up?
I have no idea. You want to?
You know what?
Is David Leclaire
Let's-
in the Discord?
He is probably not. I don't think so. I can't see him.
Then
I cannot see him. So would you like to bring up Zaldo?
Sure. Why don't we? Hey, this is Jonathan up in the TMG broadcast booth. You got us?
Yeah.
First off, before we start this interview, I just wanted to ask you, is your name pronounced Jorge or George?
Oh, it's George. Yeah.
Darn
we
it!
were pronouncing. He's been pronouncing Jorge the whole time.
Oh, it's either way, but everyone calls me George, so it's no worries, guys.
All right,
All
George
right.
it is. Anyways, we were just going to ask you, you had a very, very close battle there with Nick De Groot. It seemed like it was more of a race to who could get to the bottom of the racetrack faster. What was it that was able to get you the lead?
Nick, just right off the bat, he's a great racer. He was really racing me clean, and we were both kind of racing each other hard. He was holding the bottom. I was trying to hold him down a little bit, maybe make him work his tires. And I just kind of waited just a little bit where he might push up and just try to time it where I could tuck underneath. And, he gave me the room down there. He didn't chop me off or anything. So he's a really good racer. I'm looking forward to battling out here to the end. And, it's been a lot of fun. I really can't thank these guys enough from Dark Horse to allow me to come and run with them tonight. So I'm really excited to be here, and it's been a lot of fun so far.
What's been the key to be able to kind of drive your way up through the pack, not only do that, but also stay at the front?
Homestead is one of those tracks that really calls to me. The progressive banking really plays to the strong suit, especially out of 4. You just find that sweet spot, and you can keep the hammer down where from the car, it looks like you're just going to push up, but if you really hit the corner right and you arc those corners in, you really can almost flat-foot it around even when the tires start to get pretty worn out. So that's kind of been what's been helping me tonight.
All right, well, good luck on this
thank you very
restart.
much. Yep.
Yeah, we're just going to say good luck
Thanks,
on this
guys.
restart. We'll go ahead and send you back.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Which team are you with? Sorry, I'm mistaken.
I'm independent for this series.
He's going in general. Okay, pace car is off, and we are green again. And you can see Zaldo getting a really good start then. Managed to getting a little gap then to spell. Nick DeGroot and Brendan Pasalakwa are almost already side by side. And a big gap already between AJ Hobson and Eric Schaus. Behind them, another small little battle emerging. Not a massive gap anywhere else behind, except maybe with Todd Schneider. But he seems to be kind of running in a world of his own tonight.
Oh, down the inside goes DeGroot. George left that inside line open, and Nick DeGroot smelled the opportunity and snatched it right away from him. And to the lead goes Nick DeGroot. On these fresh tires, I think we're going to see a lot of these drivers making really aggressive moves, trying to change lines, just because now these cars have the capability to do that. We know we really know how important track position can be here as you get later on in a run, and I think now it's going to be Nick DeGroot trying to hold off everybody else. As we do have another caution.
Wow, big wreck at the back. Massive wreck.
Jim Brooks involved, the front end of that car. Oh, no. Jim, buddy, the front end of your car isn't on. Jim. You're not going to be able to drive away from that, Jim.
Holy moly.
Alright, he got it back on the ground.
Oh,
no, he doesn't. No, God, no. Jim.
Oh, no.
Jim.
Oh, no. I can tell you what happened.
Jim
that is not good for the newcomer Hayden Lowell. Hayden Lowell just got straight into the back of last week's winner AJ Hobson.
Oh.
And that was up into the wall. And then he collected. Oh, this is not very good for the newcomer to the series.
Well, I guess we'll go ahead and take a look at it. This is going down the back straightaway. You see Hobson in that 63 in front of him. Going towards 3 and 4.
Yeah, Jim Brooks
he
also
just turned
involved.
him.
I
think he wasn't expecting Hobson to check up so much.
You can see, Jim Brooks then involved in the back as well.
Oh my goodness, Hobson.
For him. Yeah. I hate to say it, Hayden, but I think that might be race over, buddy. I'm trying to have a look here and see if I can see any other drivers really getting involved, but I have a feeling there was a bit of a panic moment at the back. Oh, and someone else was collected. Who was that who was collected?
That was the 77 of Benjamin Combs. Oh my god. Every time I think that we're done flipping, it's someone else.
Oh, dude, this is incredible.
I don't know how it happened. All of a sudden I have hiccups. I'm going to go ahead and step away and just pause on... well, what I'm actually going to do is skip to this advertisement. We're going to go to commercial break, and I'm going to try and sort this out.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
So we're back live. I sorted out my issue, and we're going to take another look at this wreck. Watch Hobson and Hayden Lowell in that white car. Yep, just a little bit of contact. It sends Hobson up the track, and then it pitches him into a flip. Now you're going to see the 77 of Benjamin Combs come in. He's already flipping. Everyone's scrambling to avoid him. And then there was just one other driver who came in and was like, hey, I want to join the party, and started flipping as well. It was a mess, to say the least.
Musselman then got very lucky. He pulled a good old-fashioned NASCAR move of, oh, there's a wreck in front of me. We're going to full throttle it down pit lane.
Okay, so we already had 2 people flipping. Combs got involved and started flipping over as well. Everyone's just flipping at this point. That was Hayden Lowell. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. How? How are this many people flipping?
Words. It's words is all I can...
I don't even know who it is. There's just like 10 cars flipping. There's a white car. Is that Charles Teed? Is it? Is it? No. Okay, well, you know what? I have no idea. The point is, Hayden Lowell didn't expect them to check up. They got stacked up. Around went, I don't even remember who it was at this point. Somebody went around and everyone started flipping, and in all of that, Nick DeGroot has escaped as your leader with George and Zaldo in second, Pasalakwa in third on lap 106 of 120.
Yeah. As of that point, we now have 4 drivers retiring. One driver retired before. That was David Leclaire after whatever happened with him. And then 3 drivers retired from that incident: Hayden Lowell, AJ Hobson, and Benjamin Combs. And speaking of whom, as he's now out of the race, should we bring up Hayden Lowell and see what he has to say about that incident?
Absolutely.
Hayden, it's thumbs up in the TMT broadcast booth. We have no words for what just happened. That was the most incredible symphony of flipping cars we've ever seen.
Make it
Walk
quick.
us
We
through
have
it.
like half a lap to the restart. Go, go, go. Hayden, what happened?
I believe Hayden's giving us the silent treatment. We'll come
All right,
back to him.
all right. Well, you know what? We're out of time for interviews. I don't know why. You know what? I don't know why we thought it would be a good idea to bring someone up. We have like half a lap to go until the restart. That pace car is going to make that left turn into the pit lane, leaving the field in the hands of Nick DeGroot. Coming back to the restart. Pace car is down into the pits, and here we go once again. DeGroot takes off from the lead, and we are back racing at Homestead.
You can see good reaction time there from Zaldo, and I'm about to hiccup Jonathan take over.
Nick DeGroot escaping with the lead through 1 and 2. Watch for Zaldo and Pasalakwa in 2nd and 3rd. Bad exit for DeGroot. That's going to put Zaldo sucking up to the bumper using that slipstream. Headed for 3, Zaldo looking on the inside. Not close enough. Inching closer to 10 to go. Zaldo to the outside. DeGroot pushes him up. Now Pasalakwa back to 3rd. 3-car fight for the lead.
Yeah, Pasalakwa is going to try and do everything he can now to pretty much do whatever he can, if that makes sense.
No,
but
it didn't,
pretty
but
much
okay.
right now. Oh, it's 3 wide.
3 wide behind.
Just casually 3 wide down the back straight. There you go. Now everybody backing out of that one.
Everyone made it through.
Wow, DeGroot slowing right up. And then Zaldo getting a massive run down the straight. He's not going to be pulling ahead into the corner. He's going to have to get the run and force himself into the inside, because if not, there is no way on heaven's green earth that he's going to get through on the outside of this racetrack.
What Zaldo has to do is find an opportunity to go down the inside, stick his nose in there, and hope he doesn't get turned in on. It's going to take a very brave move to get this lead away.
It most certainly will. He will have to put his foot. If people say, "Oh yeah, you got to put your foot through the metal," you got to put. Now he's going to have to put his foot through his life cell in order to get past. Oh
no, you messed up. You messed up the analogy, and now the caution is out once again.
Oh, Max Davis, Michael Spell involved in that, as well as Joe Nitro.
Spell going for a flip.
I think AJ Musselman.
Yeah, that's Musselman into the 54 as well, and
Hayden
Lowell.
Oh, come on,
Hayden
guys.
Lowell. Hayden, what are you doing, buddy?
That wasn't Hayden, that was Joseph. That was Joseph.
Joseph, buddy, what are you doing, man?
Hey, don't blame it on him. He's out.
So we'll take a look at a replay. Once again, Michael Spell. Oh my. Oh, this is like the 5th flip we've had today. We're going to go into like a 5 to go restart. This race has been utterly insane. Here is what happened to Michael Spell.
Okay, I'm just going to try and run us all through this. So, Michael Spell got hit on his inside from, I believe that's Joe McAdree.
That is,
and then he went up into the inside wall with it. Josh, no, not Josh Gardner. Who's that? I believe it's Eric Schaus.
All right, so I looked at it, right? And what happened is Michael Spell got hit by McAdree, spun down the track, and went right back up the track into Joseph Madigan. Again, hold your brakes. Madigan net-coded out for a second, but went down the pit lane and just kind of went straight into Spell. Bonk.
I'm trying to run through the first incident here. It's very complicated. It's like 4 different races happening at the same time. And then, Joe Nitro hit the back of Mac Davis and goes careening into the wall, and then almost hits whoever's still down the inside wall. That's Michael Spell, who then goes up the racetrack into Joseph Madigan.
Oh my
and
God, what?
And then I have to say, I do believe that Musselman might be the luckiest person on planet Earth. Never mind, he's not. He got caught up in that incident. And then Jim Brooks is just kind of walking through that going, what is going on?
You are confusing me. So there was more to the wreck than just Spell.
There was so much more to the wreck.
What am I missing? Peterson? All right, who was it? Hold
on. So
Nitro?
Right now, from what I can...
You said it was Nitro.
I'm just going to try and run us through this one more time. Okay, so from what I can understand is that... Okay. Michael Spell got hit by McAdree.
Yes.
He went down the track, went up into Eric Schaus, then went up into the wall. And then behind them, all the way behind, Joe Nitro hit the back of Max Davis. Joe Nitro goes into the wall, barely misses Spell, and Spell goes up into Madigan and then into Musselman. And then
Madigan just kind of pulls off the track into the access road and just slams in to Michael Spell, and that brings you up to speed.
Then Jim Brooks slams his brakes on. And now if we can go with Joseph Madigan, I'm going to figure out what happened with him. Then Joseph Madigan hits Spell again on the exit of pit lane. And I think that's pretty much it. That was...
It's been a very, very, very confusing race. A very confusing day. But in the end, it's been very, very exciting. Lights are still out on the pace car, so I'm guessing we are going to go back green in 2 laps' time. Thomas, I don't even know what to make of this race. What do you make of this race?
Pretty much my mind just doesn't currently work.
Well, all right then. To make it even better, let's up the ante a little bit. We are likely going to go back green with 6 laps to go. There's a win on the line, there's a points championship on the line, and these drivers are going to have 6 laps to go at Homestead Miami Speedway. Lights are out on the pace car. We'll be going back green on lap 115 of 120. Oh boy, this is far from over.
Okay. Now, I'm going to attempt to jumpstart my brain. And in the meantime, we're going to try and just... Because the thing is that... Actually, let's see. Any more retirements after that incident? No. So all drivers are still driving who were involved in that incident. So once again, your retirements...
Hobson, Combs, Lowell, and Leclaire all out of the race.
I said who were involved in that wreck.
Oh, I thought you just meant all of the wrecks.
I'm about to go over this, Jonathan. You got to give me the chance here, mate. So your retirements are currently Leclaire, who retired after a 2-car incident, and then Lowell, Hobson, and Combs retired after the Flip Fest. That's the only way I can describe that.
Me too. We'll be going back green this time by. Pace car is going to make that left turn into the pit lane, leaving the field in the hands of Nick DeGroot. He's got to hold on for 6 laps. And with how important this draft has been today, I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. And Zaldo in second. Following DeGroot, green flag is back out. The leaders step on it, and we are back underway at Homestead.
Yep, you can see it. George kind of struggled to follow him, but he's now getting himself right up to speed. He's going to be straight into that draft. However, Pasalakwa is getting right nicely into the draft. He's just sat there chilling like it's 1967.
3 wide behind. Never mind,
Almost.
back down to 2 wide, but here comes McAdory flying on that inside line, trying to get around Forsyth. He's going to try and clear him. Meanwhile, for the lead, 5 laps to go. It's DeGroot over Anzaldo and Pasalakwa. Side by side for the lead. Here comes Anzaldo on the outside. Back to the inside. You'll fall back in line. Down the back straightaway, Anzaldo goes back to the high line. 3 wide behind again.
Yeah, I have to say, though, I think Anzaldo is going to have to do something pretty darn special, like what he's doing now. You can see the momentum he's carrying out of the corner. Is he going to try and shove himself down onto the apron? No, he cannot, remember.
I think that it should be allowed on the last lap and the last lap only. Coming 4 laps to go now.
Yeah, you can see now, though.
3 wide for the lead. Pasalakwa to the outside. Wasn't able to make the move work. Anzaldo all over the bumper of Nick DeGroot. 3 laps to go. Oh, it's spinning behind. Forsyth out of the wall. Wrecking down the racetrack. No caution yet, but now it comes out.
Okay. Who is it? Forsyth?
Forsyth.
Yeah, Forsyth. Okay, Forsyth. Oh, dear Lord. Okay. So, Gary Corley just, slides up to the racetrack, straight into Forsyth, up into the wall, and oh my goodness, I have a feeling Joe McAdry. Oh no, is that Joe McAdry? That's not Joe McAdry. Who's that? Please allow me to figure this out. This is Josh So, hold on, okay. I was completely wrong in my assumptions. Who is that? Okay, so Gary Corley slides up into Craig Forsyth, And then Josh Gardner just kind of, okay, that is about an inch in it. And Josh Gardner would have been deceased.
All right, well, I'm not really sure what you're talking about, but we'll take a look at a replay. See Corley on the inside.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh. You can tell that at first iRacing thought that he got damage out of that. They bent up his wing, and then they were like, wait, no, he's fine. They just pushed it back.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Jonathan. I thought you were looking at the replay.
Well, I was. I didn't realize that you were looking at Josh Gardner. I don't know if there is a green-white checkered for this series. This race might be over with Nick DeGroot winning. If they go into overtime this time by, we know that they will have a green-white checkered attempt to finish it out. But if not, the white flag is in the air under caution.
Yeah.
I believe this is going to end it.
Yep, this might be a race over, and at which point Nick DeGroot will be your race winner, followed by George and Zaldo, Brandon Pasalakwa, Joe McAdry, Gary Corley, Josh Gardner, Nicholas Wonk, Charles Teed, Cameron Bostian, AJ Musselman, Jeffrey Duncan, Eric Peterson, Michael Spell, Max Davis, Jim Brooks, Joseph Madigan, Todd Schneider, and Craig Forsyth, and then Eric Schaus is going to be rounding out the field, I believe, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right, because the caution flag is still out, the lap count hasn't been extended. I don't think we're going into overtime. I think this is going to do it, and I do believe that Nick DeGroot has won this race.
Yep, and your retirements from this race are Joe Nitro, who did just retire, AJ Hobson, Benjamin Combs, Hayden Lowell, and David Leclaire.
So coming
This has been an absolutely magnificent race for Nick DeGroot. He will be coming through turn 4 now. Pace car will lead them to the checkered flag in this race. Nick DeGroot is going to be your race winner here at the Homestead 120 laps, whatever that is in miles. And Nick DeGroot is your winner. Congratulations.
So DeGroot has done it. No green-white checkered on display. He played his cards just right, and in the end, it is going to reward him with a race win. Congratulations to the number 89 of Nick DeGroot. He is your winner here at Homestead. We'll see if he decides to do any burnouts. Not quite the climactic finish we were expecting, but it's probably better than having 7 overtime finishes with a bunch of wrecks. Nick DeGroot, your race winner, is going to bring them onto the front straightaway. We'll see if he decides to do any burnouts. I mean, great job by him.
I believe he.
You know, he might have taken advantage of that scoring error just a little bit, but in the end, you got to do what you got to do to win, and Nick DeGroot has done it. Congratulations to him.
See him now. He is absolutely burning it down on the front stretch. Well done to this young man from Florida.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
really big congratulations to him.
Actually.
When given the opportunity to go up there and fight for the lead, he took it. He fought for the lead with Zaldo. He was able to get the better of him, and in the end, he came away with the victory. We're going to cut away for just a moment, gather our thoughts, and we'll be right back with your post-race interviews.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
So we're back live on TMG. We're going to try and start with your winner, Nick DeGroot, given that he is in the Discord, which he is. We're going to go ahead and move him up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Nick, this is Jonathan up at the TMG broadcast booth. You got us?
Yep, I gotcha.
So it was a very, very good race out there. You were able to take advantage of that kind of scoring error that happened halfway through the race, and when given the opportunity to fight for the lead and the win, you were able to make the most out of it. You were able to get the better of Zaldo. Walk us through your race there at the end.
Yeah, I did get very lucky with that scoring error because that was right after my incident, so I thought I'm going to be all the way back to 20th. But because of whatever was going on there, I automatically gained, I think it was like 8-10 spots, so that really helped me in my charge back to the front. But once I got there, the whole thought process was hold that bottom line for as long as you can. Can't do it the whole run. It starts really pushing up in 3 and 4. But then George showed up, and he really started keeping me honest there. He's like, you want to run that bottom? Oh, you're going to run that bottom. And he was staying right on my right side, right on my door, and eventually got the lead there. And then those cautions at the end, man, I think he was in a good spot if we had a 20-lap run to the finish. But with all those cautions, all those little restarts, cooling down the tires, all I had to do was hold that bottom, and we were golden.
What were you thinking there on that last restart when you were the race leader, but you had to hold him off for another, 6 laps?
The main thing I was concerned about was the initial restart, because I'm like, okay, I'm confident I can hold the bottom for 6 straight laps here after another caution, but that initial restart, I'm like, he's going to have a huge run. Got to make sure he doesn't get enough of a run to clear me, and thankfully that didn't happen. And I got to say, even though I won, I was a little bummed we didn't get that green finish. I was looking forward to see what he was going to pull out of his bag of tricks to try to get me there right at the end. But overall, it was an awesome race with him up front all the way through.
Well, Thomas, unless you have anything to ask Nick, which I think you do, go ahead.
Yeah. So, Nick, we saw you had a really, really good move there to overtake Zaldo. You kind of faked and then went to the inside. Just walk us through what happened there, because we saw, obviously, you and Zaldo were both holding that inside line whenever you were in the lead. So how did you manage to get yourself around him?
Yeah, I actually think there was a part of his strategy was to just give it to me and do the same thing he did that last run. But because we had all those cautions, that just didn't happen. The tires never got hot enough that I was pushing up the track like I was before. So I think you'd have to ask him that. But I do think that he was just giving me that inside and thinking, okay, I'm gonna just take it from him here at the end. But never happened with all the yellows.
Well, congratulations on your win. I'm sure it means a lot to you, and I'm sure it's going to help you out in the points quite a bit, because I believe this is your first race of the season. I don't remember seeing you at Auto Club. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, I'm here with Covey Moore's team, Factory Back Motorsports, and we don't even have a paint scheme on this car. We just showed up. AJ invited us, one of the organizers, and yeah, so we had 0 points coming to this, and I look forward to going to the next one. It's a great league.
Well, definitely not bad for your first start. Congratulations on the victory. We're going to go ahead and send you back.
Thank you.
Next up, we're going to go ahead and bring up second place of finisher George Zaldo. It was looking like he was going to be the favorite for the win, but in the end, he was not. And never mind, Wait, what? Oh, there he is. Sorry, I saw you leave one of the channels, and I just thought that you had left. But never mind, you're still here. George, you were able to come home in second place. Very, very good drive by you. What do you think you could have done differently to try and get the win there?
Gosh, I'm not sure. Maybe perhaps if there were a few more cars up there in the lead pack, maybe get a really big toe and try to dive it in on the inside. I mean, that was kind of how I was able to make up some ground there early on in the race. Just caught the pack at the right time and just, like I said, just had some really big runs into the corners. But no, and Nick, he ran a really great race. I mean, he did a really great job of holding the bottom. I was able to get him the one time, but yeah, after that restart, I thought maybe we would kind of rinse and repeat. I mean, my plan was to kind of hold the bottom for a little bit, and then I thought about it and just, I mean, he had a good run. By the time it was too late, he already had taken the bottom back, so I just was going to revert back to my earlier strategy and just basically ran out of time. But no, he drove a heck of a race. That was so much fun. This group is really clean. They're really fast, and yeah, I just had a blast racing with these guys tonight. So it was a lot of fun.
We saw a lot of times throughout your battle with Nick, kind of throughout the race, that he was kind of really holding that inside line. You were kind of migrating up high. Did you ever think that maybe you were going to be able to make that high line work?
Probably not, with the way the car was gripping on the bottom. I mean, a few times I tried to run really, really high, and as he was holding the bottom, just come out of the corner with a full head of steam and really pull the toe. But with him being able to hold the bottom on the front stretch, I wasn't going to be able to go underneath him, because I believe the series you can't go under the white line. So yeah, my best chance was to try to maybe get a run into one, but again, he did such a good job of holding the corner. I was trying to pinch him pretty good, maybe get his car a little upset, and hopefully try to get a lift, and then just kind of slide up the track with him and maybe catch him around the outside. But no, it just wasn't able to work. And then I tried to see if maybe I could catch him at the line a couple times, but he was just doing such a great job. He maximized the setup to perfection, and he drove a great race. So I did everything I could. I just couldn't get him this time, but hopefully I can maybe get up there some other time in another race.
Thank you very much, George, and congratulations on your second place finish. Next up, we're going to be bringing up third place finisher Brandon Pasalakwa. Hey, Brandon, it's Thomas up in the TMG broadcast booth. You got me?
I got a copy. How are you?
Good. You?
Oh, we're hanging in there.
We saw that you were all race then, just chilling right on the back of that front pack. Do you think we're going to have a chance to go for the win maybe if that final yellow flag hadn't come out to end the race?
I wish I could tell you yes, but I was talking to my teammates at Dark Horse, and I said I think that was the first race that I've ever been in where I said I just don't have the talent as these guys in front of me. So I was pretty much content with just driving behind them and trying to learn as we go and just finish wherever the cards fell. So I wish I could say I could have made a run on those guys, but probably would have ran out a little bit of a talent.
You had a really, really strong race today. What do you think this means for the rest of your season and your chances in the points?
Yeah, definitely a good show, good run tonight for me. I missed the first race, unfortunately, due to some unforeseen things, but hopefully, the point deficit that I had gathered up from that first race, I can make that up throughout the season. I'm not the most familiar with these cars. I'm more of a stock car, NASCAR background type of guy and driver, so it's going to be a learning curve for me throughout the whole year, but I really look forward to racing with these group of guys. Everybody's an extremely talented driver, and it's a lot of fun to run with these guys in the league.
Well, thank you very much, Brandon, and congratulations on your third place finish. We will be right back now with our post-race thoughts.
So we're back live here on TMG, and for the most part, that is going to do it. We're going to pull up your full results on the left-hand side of your screen. Before the race next week, we will go ahead and update you on the points situation and how the championship is sorted after 2 races of this season. But really, until then, that is going to do it. So this is Jonathan Oates and Thomas Fisher signing out from TMG. We will see you all next week.
Have a good one.